me, I'm Josh Goldstein. I'm an immigration lawyer who's truly passionate about helping you reach your goals, whatever they are. I'm here to educate you, inspire you, and let you know that you can do it no matter how difficult it seems, no matter how bleak the immigration news actually is. You can do this. You can reach your goals. I have clients, I meet with them all the time. They're like, oh my God, I can't apply for citizenship right now. They're just going to arrest me. No, they're not. Why would that happen? You think it's a good idea to apply for a green card now with all this stuff that's going on? Yes, I do. It's a great idea to apply now. Hey, quick question. I know you're an attorney with immigration, but has there been any lack of payments for SSDI? I don't know anything about SSDI. This is, I know a lot about immigration, certain immigration issues, but SSDI is one of the many, many things I don't know about. If you ask me something other than immigration, then I'm not going to be super helpful to you. But if you ask me about certain immigration topics, I'm dialed in. I got you. Omar, welcome. Ponygon, welcome. Bia is here. By the way, we are live on Instagram. We're live on TikTok. We are live so many different places. It's crazy. We're live on Facebook. Remember Facebook? We're live on YouTube, X or Twitter, whatever. Do people still call it Twitter? Do they call it X? Did they ever? I don't know. Anyway, we're live all these places, and I'm super excited to talk to you about all this. Maggie says, good day, sir. I have a question. Bia, I'm a student on F1 from the UK, and I have a fiance here who's on a conditional green card. And I'm pregnant. Bia, congratulations. Pregnant is awesome. I'm a father. Best thing that ever happened to me. Well, tell me more about this conditional green card fiance person. I'd like to know. In fact, if you want, you could jump in here and chat with me live, and I could. Here, I'll invite you to come in here live, and if you feel comfortable about this, we can talk about it. If you don't, that's fine too. We'll see if she wants to join me. Is it safe for immigrants to go to Canada and re-enter on an AVR? I don't know what AVR is. What's AVR? Generally, I don't know what AVR is, but generally the idea of going to Canada and coming back is probably not the right answer to your situation. That might be a one-way trip. It might. 75 banned countries, says Enigma. Yes, this is true. Good night from the Philippines. Salamat. 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 Do you think the visa pause will lift soon? I just had an interview and left. Everything was approved. I do not think the visa pause will end. Donald Trump doesn't want to do that. Bia says, fiance is waiting for his permanent green card. Another few months left. Okay, why does he have a conditional green card? Did he invest $1 million or something like that? Or did he get a green card through marriage and he got a divorce? Tell me more about that. And Bia, are you looking to get a green card from him? I guess I have lots of questions. Lots of questions. If I see ICE, should I talk to them or run? I don't think you should do either. Just go about your business. But you should do your best to avoid ICE. People talk about know your rights, okay? Know your rights. I don't want to focus on knowing your rights. I want you to focus on getting the hell away from ICE. That's because ICE doesn't respect your rights. You have constitutional rights. You have legal rights. There's an Immigration and Nationality Act that governs immigration law. There's the Fourth Amendment, but they don't respect that. They use warrantless searches, right? That's not good. Tin Claudio, is a motion to reopen a, let's see here. Is reopen a case because of a minor technical error okay? Maybe, but couldn't you just refile your case? Would that be more effective? I don't know. I'd need to know more about your particular situation. Amaz says, my parents have done their interview, but no visa. I'm sorry to hear that. Tell me what's going on. Do you take asylum kisses in the U.S.? Yes, I do take asylum kisses in the U.S. Asylum cases as well. Yes, it's exciting. All right. Here's a case from YouTube. We're going to take those questions. Mohammed. I'm going to put my email in on YouTube so everybody can see it. That's important to me. Boom. There we go. Immigration Station. Can you guys see my email? It's down there. If you're on TikTok, Ratberg Sheckelstein Law Firm. No, it's Goldstein Immigration Lawyers. My daughter's name should be in the I-864 as a principal immigrant. That's the reason they denied it. So they denied your I-45? Noor says, can we file a mandamus for I-730? I'm from the 75 countries. It won't be effective. It won't work. Tim Claudio, you should book an appointment with me and my team. We'll take a look at your situation. I think we probably would advise you to refile your case, but I'm not sure. Let's take some more questions. And maybe we'll take some live guests as well. Preciosa 133, my friend's OPT is expiring. Should he apply for a work visa or go back to school? That's a long conversation. Do I handle detainee cases? Sometimes we do. We've been filing writ of habeas corpus lawsuits. So that's cool. That's something we're doing. But I'd love to hear more about your situation. Are they working on I-765s for banned countries? Yes. Liberazole Purple. How many days does the applicant have to file an appeal of the judge's decision for a defensive asylum case? I heard that it's 10 days now instead of 30. Yes, that's true. File the appeal the day you get from court. File it. Boom. Put it in. You don't need to have the whole brief. You can just put that in and then supplement later. Can I sponsor my wife from Pakistan? Yes, you can. You can do that. Jenna is here. Good morning. Let me know what immigration questions you have this fine morning. Sultan, I'm from Eritrea. We've received our green card. We travel and come back without any issues since Eritrea is on the banned list. Yes, Eritrea is on the banned list, but I want to be clear exactly what that means. That means they will not issue an immigrant visa if you're from Eritrea, okay? It does not mean that you cannot travel if you are from Eritrea and you have a green card. That's quite different. We're only talking about immigrant visa issuance, okay? Immigrant visa issuance. Here's another question from YouTube. It says, do the preliminary questions at an asylum interview matter? Is it the part that they decide the case? Because my friend was so stressed to the point that he froze and couldn't remember his phone number. People get nervous, and I think a good officer would account for that. You're not going to get denied if you can't remember your phone number. But that's why practice interviews are helpful, and we do them often. How long is it taking for OBIM FOIA? I don't know. I don't know. But good morning to all of you. Good morning, everybody. Update on Nigeria. Kisses says, if I enter the country illegally and marry a U.S. citizen, File an I-130. How are those cases looking? Well, if you enter the country illegally, then there are some obstacles for you getting a green card. I think you probably would need to get maybe an I-601A that would allow you to leave the US and get a green card. I would also ask whether someone is married to a US citizen who served in the military, the US military or armed forces or National Guard, retired or active duty. That's something I would check out. Let's talk more. Could my husband, who's in the service, petition for my parents? Your husband is in the service, petition for your parents. No, I don't think he could. How could your husband petition for your parents? There's no mother-in-law visa, last time I checked. Jeremy Spiegel, have you seen the case of the Irish man who's married to a U.S. citizen and was in his green card process and still being detained? In your opinion, what should be done to get him out? I saw that on social media. I don't know. It doesn't seem to make any sense at all. Why would that be? Does he have a criminal record? Did he overstay his visa? It seems absurd. But, you know, the fact that he's a white dude makes it kind of shocking. And I mean that in a very critical way, because I think that there are all sorts of injustices being done to the Latino community. All of these things, no criminal record. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, the only reason someone should be detained at all, in my opinion, is if they're a danger to the community or maybe a flight risk, if you're going to go to that. But why would anybody be detained? I-730 a visa effect for 75 countries. What is my ancestry? I don't know. Can I fly domestic if undocumented? No, that's risky. Hardy says, any suggestions if your in-laws threatening you for deportation on a conditional green card? I don't think you have to worry about that. If you have a conditional green card, you're legal and you're following legal process, so I wouldn't worry about that. But it might be helpful to get a lawyer. My wife entered illegally. We filed. I got an I-130 approved. I went to the visa center. We paid the fees. What's next? Let's see. What's next? What's next is you need a lawyer. You need to talk to a lawyer. I mean, it sounds self-serving for me as a lawyer to tell you to talk to a lawyer, but are you seriously going to have your wife leave the U.S. or go through something that could risk her life in the U.S. without talking to a lawyer? I mean, maybe you have a lawyer and you're just asking me this question. But what I expect would probably happen is you would apply for a waiver of the for your wife, the I-601A, and that waiver would require you to show that if your wife were not allowed to stay in the U.S., that you, as a U.S. citizen, would suffer extreme hardship. And that's probably the way your case is going. Do I take cases from California? Of course I do. I'm in California right now. The person has a lawyer. Okay. Are you on track for an I-601A? Here it is. Let's see. Queen, undocumented. Queen Momo F1. What makes a U.S. citizen ineligible for petitioning for UDoc spice, for an undocumented spice? spouse. A U.S. citizen is ineligible to petition for a U.S. citizen spouse for a few different reasons. One is if that person has ever engaged in a fake marriage, right? That would make them ineligible to get a marriage green card through a different petition. The second thing is if the U.S. citizen petitioner has certain particular criminal cases involving like sexual abuse of a minor, something like that. There's something called the Adam Walsh Act, and that would prevent the U.S. citizen petitioner. We have a guest appearance today on the live. I want everyone to see my dog. This is Galan. If you speak Spanish, you'll know. Su nombre es Galan porque es un galán. He's helping me, providing emotional support during this period. He's licking me. He's the best ever. He speaks Spanish fluently, and I often talk to him, and he helps me with my accent. And he's the best. He is cute. He's a good guy, and my kids love him so much. We sleep with him at night. But anyway, back to the immigration situation. Nice dog. Yeah. When is the visa lottery opening? That's a good question. Last time I checked, we were a country of laws. And the DV lottery is a law. If the Republicans and Trump don't like the law, then the remedy is to change the law. But you can't just say, not going to follow that law, right? What is the hope for Somalia immediate relatives immigrant visa? The hope, you have to wait this out. We have to hope that the laws change, that this proclamation changes. That's what we have to hope for. We have to hope that it changes. Here's a question from Jignasha bin Patel. My question about my husband's visa last time. My husband was refused a visa because he was missing the original divorce decree. Now he has it. My stepson's I-130 is approved and NVC document are qualified. Is there a chance the officer will deny my stepson's visa because my husband was approved? My stepson is 10 years old. How can we prepare him for the interview? I think you want to make sure he has all the right documents. That would be number one. And they're not going to ask him a lot of questions because he's only 10. But I think your concerns are valid. You have to sort out your husband's situation. I think I'm having a hard time understanding how they would issue the visa for the son if the husband is stuck in administrative processing. But I think you should contact me out of this live, and you can see my phone number above my head on YouTube, because I think we can help you, and I have some ideas for you. Here's somebody, Vinclet, watching from West Africa, from Gambia, but here in Senegal, Dakar, for the interview. I want to ask you a question. My I-130 is approved in the United States. I'm now going for the interview. Do you think I will get the visa approved because my husband has enough money to take care of me? Please, can you respond to me if you don't mind? So if you're from Gambia, my understanding is Gambia is one of the countries on the 75 list. I don't remember if I'm right off the top of my head. I could Google it, but you probably somebody in this chat knows. Gambia, I think, is on that list. So if you're from Gambia, according to this visa freeze, they will not issue a visa to you. And that's a problem, right? That is a problem. So you'll probably get put on hold, or you'll get a denial under 212F, and then we'll have to resolve it from there. It says, Ambassador Mo, Josh, do you think as a Somali, the 39 countries' legality can be won if sued individually? I don't know. I've been reluctant to take those cases because I don't want to take a case and then end up losing. And so I'm a little unclear about whether that's true. Here's Natasha Jovanovska. I'm in the US with ESTA. Should I go back to the UK in March? What's the best time to come to the US again? My boyfriend's a green card holder and going to apply for citizenship soon. I don't know, Natasha. If you're listening, let me know in the comments and I can give you my thoughts on this. But if you're coming in under ESTA, you can stay up to 90 days, right? But if you stay a long period of time and then you leave, you should not come back for a long time. Like, you should be gone. If you stayed for close to 3 months, I wouldn't come back for a year or 9 months or something like that. Because if you go to and come back too often, they're not going to let you in. I don't know if that makes sense. Let me know if you have other questions. Here's someone who says, I'm an Afghan US citizen. Can I travel to Afghanistan and come back? So if the basis of your green card is asylum or refugee status or some kind of SIV case, I think you want to be very clear that if you come back to the US, that you go back to Afghanistan, it could undermine the merits of your original case. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that, right? No way. No way. You do not want to do that. Cindy, I've been in the US for 24 years. That's awesome, Cindy. What can I do to help? I can tell you to do your... Have you ever had any clients bonded out of immigration by Nexus Services? No. And when I say no, that doesn't mean it's not a good service. I just don't know. I haven't used it. What can be done to give immigrants a more clear path to citizenship? Ultimately, the ultimate solution to creating a clear path to citizenship, this is for Gisela, ultimately the solution is political. We have to change our politics, and we have to reject all these politicians who trash talk immigrants. We have to get rid of them. Trump, J.D. Vance, all the Republicans. Here's Bernadette. Hey, man, just boycott the U.S. at the moment. We are not a democracy anymore. Well, I don't know if I'm prepared to say that, but there have been some disappointing moves. Smart boy, can you pick me up? Okay. Let's see here. Hello, smart boy. Here's a smart boy.
Good morning, Josh. I'm so sorry for interrupting you.
No.
First of all, good morning. I hope you're doing great. So I have a very quick question. So one of my nephew, his father's passed away in 2 days.
Sorry to hear that.
So he have asylum case, but we have some travel document to move to meet his family because he's the eldest of the family to manage his family. Yeah. He's flying to US from San Francisco to Kabul. So there will be no any issue from that side.
Tell me again what you're trying to do, because
like my nephew, his dad just passed away like in 2 days.
Your nephew's what?
Dad has passed away.
Okay, I'm sorry for your loss. Nephew's dead.
He's he have a travel documents because he don't have the passport. He have the green cards.
Okay, so wait, hold on, time out. So he has the green card,
right,
and a travel document,
and also travel documents from here.
Okay, where is he from originally?
Afghanistan.
And where does he plan to go on his trip?
Just only to Kabul to meet his mom and families.
Did he come to the U.S. as a refugee?
He came to U.S. by refugee. Yeah, his dad is actually had the SIV case. He had all the approval and everything, but he just came with, like on the 21. So
Okay,
he
listen.
will actually have an asylum case.
Okay, listen up. So I think you can travel with a passport and with a travel document. You can travel internationally. But I do not recommend that you go to Afghanistan because the basis of your asylum case, your refugee status, the basis of your refugee status is that you're afraid to return to Afghanistan. If you go back there for a wedding, that's going to undermine your case, right? I don't know. Hope you heard that.
Sorry?
So did you hear what I said?
No.
Okay.
No.
Let me repeat it. Your nephew came to the U.S. as a refugee,
Right.
which means that the basis of his status is that he was afraid to return to Afghanistan. Right?
Right.
So can't go back. Can't go back.
I mean, they can't come back to the U.S.?
I don't think it's a good idea. Don't do it.
So I need your opinion. Should he leave or should he cancel it?
Cancel.
Cancel it?
Yes. I'm sorry. Good luck.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you have asylum, don't go back to the country that you got asylum from. But Josh, I have a green card. So? But Josh, I'm a U.S. citizen. So the entire status that you have is based on fear of returning to your home country. Here's somebody on Facebook saying, can you bring up? How can I join your call? You have to go to TikTok or Instagram. If anybody on Instagram wants to join me, let me know and I'll bring you on. No questions in the question part. No request to join. Okay. I'll put some other people. Here's Tanya, the content creator. Maybe she has a question.
Yes.
Hi, Tanya.
Hi, I have a question. Good evening, first of all.
Good evening.
So, yes, I'm from Jamaica.
Okay.
I've been living here for like almost 3 years now.
Yeah.
What I was asking, right? The asylum appeals, is it canceled or is it something that they have to vote on first?
You mean, can you apply for asylum?
No, the appeal. Is it canceled?
Why can't you file an appeal?
Because I was hearing that they canceled appeal, so I wasn't sure if that's how it goes.
No, you can do the appeal.
Okay, so what they are saying is that it is not true.
Correct.
Okay.
You can do it.
Because I have my cousin, he had his court case
There.
on the 1st of this month.
I'm sorry. One thing, I forgive me for interrupting. There's one more thing I want to mention. If you go to court and you're applying for a defensive asylum, you go to court, you tell your story in front of the judge and you lose.
Yeah.
You only have 10 days now to file the appeal, not 30.
Oh.
So file the appeal immediately.
Okay.
And if you need help, reach out to me. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Josh.
Okay. You have a good day.
Same to you.
All right. All right. Guest has gone offline. Hope that was helpful. Traca no drama. How long does USCIS take to charge your account when submitting an application? I don't know. Usually the same day or the next day. Shades of Grains joined me. Welcome. How long does the NVC take to review a document for a child under 21 unmarried? I'd say 6 months. Attorney, please tell people to stop filing frivolous asylum cases. Stop filing a frivolous asylum case, okay? I would never file asylum for anyone who didn't have a case with merit. It's not just about fear of returning to your home country, okay? It has to be a well-founded fear of persecution based on race, religion, ethnicity, or membership in a particular social class. It can't just be that you're afraid to go home, you know? There's a lot of people who are afraid to go back to their home country that don't have good asylum cases. It has to be specific. You know, you're a journalist, you're afraid of arrest in your home country, or you're from a religion that's discriminated against. I don't know. There's lots of things that could make for a compelling asylum case. People are asking to be called up. Right. Here's a question from Diego. See what he says. Maybe he hasn't joined us yet. All right. Organic Haitian castor oil joined us. Sac Passe. Bess has joined us. Here's a question from Bess.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, thank you. Thank you for doing this.
Sure.
It's gonna help a lot of us. Thank you. Good question. My name is Bess. I'm originally from Africa, Ethiopia.
Yeah.
So I've been
Welcome.
in the United States like for 3 years.
Okay.
So for 3 years, my A number wasn't open, but they just sent me at the end of 2025,
Uh-huh.
December. They give me like a court date for 2026, December 10.
Okay.
So I'm currently in Washington State, but I used to live before in Washington, D.C. for 2 years, 1 year in Washington State. So my lawyer is in Washington, D.C. Honestly, I don't feel getting help from him. He don't really give me any advice. So I was thinking, people told me like, don't go for that court date because it's not good right now with the situation what we're going on right now. So what would be your advice? And thank you.
Okay. When people ask me questions, it takes a while for me to process everything because my brain
Yeah,
can't catch up. But can you tell it to me again slowly, as if I were a small child or a golden retriever?
Gotcha.
Forgive me.
I said like I've been in the state for 3 years.
3 years.
So originally from Ethiopia, Africa.
Okay. Great.
So my case wasn't open. Like my A number was closed almost for 2 years.
Well, hold on a minute.
For
What kind of A number? How did you get an A number? Did you apply for asylum or something?
Yeah. I applied for asylum. Yeah.
Okay,
I
you-
made it through Mexico. Yeah.
Okay. You came in through Mexico. You applied for asylum. Did you apply for asylum within 1 year of when you arrived in the United States?
Yes.
Okay.
I get into the United States like 2023
Okay.
before May.
Now what? What's going on now?
So I get like a court date for December 10, 2026 for this year.
Okay.
So I'm currently in Washington State.
Okay.
My lawyer is in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
So even he's not well informed that the information I'm getting it. Sometimes when I ask him question, they don't really respond it. So do I have to change a lawyer? Is there any ways, or can I go for that court date? Or
When's your
what do I
court
have to
date?
do?
When's your court date?
December 10, 2026 this year.
Okay. Yeah. Change lawyers. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. You have plenty of time to do that. If you don't have confidence in your lawyer, you don't trust your lawyer, you don't think your lawyer is doing a good job, then find someone else. It says here, I hope this caller from Washington State with this case in DC or lawyer in DC had made the address change. Otherwise, the interview must be canceled and transferred. Yeah, that's a good point. So if your interview is in December, you should hire a lawyer now. Meet with a lawyer and hire a lawyer now, because changing the address and changing the court date and preparing for the court date. It's all something that goes much better if you do it well in advance.
Sorry, just to interrupt you, but like I already changed my address before I moved to Washington State. So my address is like in Washington. My court is also in Washington, but my lawyer is in DC. So
Did you change the address yourself or did a lawyer?
I did by himself, yeah.
Right. So I'm saying you need to get a lawyer to help you with that, because you can have a motion to change venue and you can move your case to Seattle.
Okay.
There's a lot you
Thank
can
you
do,
so
but
much.
you need a lawyer. Okay.
Thanks so
Okay.
much,
Good
Josh.
luck, brother.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. Bye. All right. Was that helpful? Here's a question from Corey. Had an interview 5 days ago. Basic questions. No corrections made to the form at the interview. 5 days since. No update. Is that a red flag? Most people get approved the day after. No, it's not a red flag. I mean, I understand you wanted to be approved and you aren't. I understand that, but don't give up. Don't get discouraged. It's possible. I have some big news for you guys. My website now has an AI tool on it that is going to help get people appointments faster with me and my team. So that's good. Here's Ibrahim Ahmed Eid F1T. Dear Josh, how can I call you in the live? I don't know how to do it on YouTube, but I'm over on TikTok. Josh is immigration. That's my handle there. Here's Cola. She says, I was told the same thing a few days ago and still stuck in interviews scheduled. I'm not sure. I need a little more context for this. My oath ceremony was canceled in December and I'm not from a banned country. All right. I'm going to tell you what the solution that I recommend is for somebody who went to their naturalization interview and it was canceled, or the naturalization oath ceremony was scheduled and then canceled. If this is your problem, then I'm going to tell you what to do, and listen up. What I recommend that you do is go to court and file a lawsuit against the consulate. Against USCIS. USCIS has an obligation, a mandatory legal obligation, to make a final decision on naturalization applications within 120 days of the interview. And when it doesn't do that, you can go to federal court and you can have a judge take over the case, right? You can have the judge take over the case. So that's what I'm going to recommend that people do if you have a service agency that is not doing its job. Any questions about that? Any questions at all? All right. Give me 1 minute and I'll be back. All right, I'm back. What did I miss? Omar, pardon, got approved in less than 3 months. DACA parole, got my interview coming up. Is that a red flag? No, it's not a red flag if your case gets processed quickly. That is not a red flag. It's not a red flag if your case takes long. These are not red flags. Don't look for red flags everywhere. From your experience, how long do people get approved on the website? From your experience, how long after the interview do people get approved on the website? I'm not sure what it means to be approved on a website. You mean how long do people get approved after an interview? It depends on what kind of case. But if you're talking about a marriage green card in the United States, I think you're going to get approved at the interview. If you're not going to be approved at the interview, it's probably going to be within a month. And if it's not, you're in for a long delay. It's either fast or really slow, but not in the middle. Any info about voluntary departure, says Rolando. I have a lot of information about voluntary departure, but you have to ask me a better question, like a more specific question. Like, what do you do if somebody takes voluntary departure and then doesn't leave and this and that? J-Slow says N336 was closer. Now the N400 was reopened after the interview, but CA is still under process. What do you think? But the CA is still under process. What does that mean? This is from Jace. These are questions. I'm going to bring him on to ask this question because I'd love to find out more about. Hello, brother.
Yes.
How's it going?
Good.
Well, tell me what's happening.
Yeah, there is this case N336.
By the way, an N336 is an appeal from a naturalization denial. You apply for naturalization, they deny you, and then you file an appeal.
Yeah,
Okay, tell me more.
and the case was closed after the interview. Now the old N400 was reopened.
Okay,
And it was September last year.
okay,
And it still says processing.
okay.
What do you think of this case?
Well, why was it denied?
Due to traffic violation.
Traffic violation.
Yeah,
What kind of traffic violation?
reckless driving.
Was the case open at the time you applied?
No, it was closed.
That doesn't sound right.
Yes,
So what happened to the case?
the case still under process.
For how long?
Since September.
Well, what I would recommend, and you can call me after this and we can talk more about it, is to consider filing a lawsuit to challenge the delay. Sue them. Tell them you want a decision and force them to make a decision and help you out. But that doesn't sound right at all. They're just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Where are you from?
Oh, you mean like the state?
Yes, but what country were you born in?
Oh, Somali.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're going to probably try to hold on to your case for as long as possible because you're from Somalia. So, yeah, you have to do something. Otherwise, it's going to be stuck for a long time.
Okay. I will
Okay.
contact you.
Yeah, book an appointment with me. I'll help you out, okay? Yeah, if you're from Somalia, they're not going to book you. They're not going to approve you from naturalization because they don't want anybody from certain countries to become U.S. citizens. It makes no sense, right? Makes no sense. I hope that person has my contact information. Questions, concerns, comments. Come on, people. Parwan says, join me. Parwan, where's Parwan? Here we go. Hi, Parwan. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
I have a quick question about my case.
Yes.
I came here K1 visa from
Yes.
Nepal, and I have a green card into Peru. You know, I don't have what document I have to show them.
Say that again. It always takes me a
I
minute.
came here K1 visa,
Came on a K1 visa. Okay.
and like what the document I have to show them into the green card.
What document? So just to be clear, you came on a K1 visa.
Yes.
What document do you need to get a green card?
For married.
Okay. Did you get married?
Yes.
Did you apply for the green card?
Yes.
You did. What happened?
Like I have an interview coming in soon. That
Okay.
will, like what kind of document I have to show?
Ah, okay. So you came in on a K-1 visa, you got married, you're applying for a green card through marriage, right?
Yes.
This is all well and good. This is fantastic, and I'm happy for you. And you want to know what documents do you need to bring to your interview?
Yes.
Okay. I'll group these into two groups of documents. And anybody who has an interview for any kind of immigration case should listen up. Okay, write this down. The first documents you should bring are like your identity documents. Your birth certificate, your original one with the translation. Your marriage certificate, original with the translation. Your divorce certificate, original with the translation. Birth certificates for your kids, birth certificates for your spouse, all stuff like that. Okay, bring all the identity documents. If you've ever had any problems with the law, bring that. Bring your passport. Bring your old passport. If you have more than one passport country, bring all that. Like bring everything in there. Don't leave anything at home. Bring it all. Okay. The second thing you want to bring in are documents related to your marriage relationship. How do you prove that you and your husband, your spouse, have a genuine relationship? It's not just something you did to get a green card. This is real. You live with him, you share your life with him, all that good stuff, right? Does this help?
Like, yes, like I'm very confused, you know. I do myself, paper, everything.
Yeah.
My husband, like, you know, they when I watching video, they need a proof about living together and home address, like, you know, leasing. Like he don't have like I don't have a social, you know. I can add him my lease, you know, and bank account.
Do you live with him?
Yeah.
Do you have kids with him?
No.
Do you have pictures with you and him together?
Yes.
Do you share money together and financial stuff?
Yes.
Well, there's lots of ways to do this. Have you met his parents?
Yes.
Has he met your parents?
Yes.
Do you have pictures of all that good stuff?
Yeah.
I think it sounds good. And if you need more help, reach out to me and book an appointment, okay?
Okay, thank you very
Good luck.
much.
Was that helpful to everybody out there? I covered a lot of good stuff. I covered what documents you need to bring to your interview, and I covered what documents you might need to prove that your relationship is genuine. This is very helpful stuff. Shahid Khan. Is this Shahid Zamir Khan, the squash legend? I don't know. Sabatek. Here's a quick question from Sabatek. All right, let's bring up Sabatek. This is a different Shahid Khan.
Hey, John, how you doing?
I'm fantastic. What's going on, man?
Good, thank you. So I have a question.
Okay.
Is there any specific bans on people from Afghanistan, like Afghans?
Yes, there is.
Okay, so one of my friends is married to a U.S. citizen.
Uh-huh.
So what is the process? He applied to the green card or the stuff that they had to go through day
Okay.
before the ban.
So
The day before, like, the ban.
pending green card.
Yeah.
Pending green card for an Afghan.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the status today?
So he's not here. He married to a U.S. citizen.
Where is
It's
he?
He's in Afghanistan.
Okay. So they're not going to process the application and they're not going to issue the green card, the visa. This is because Trump issued a freeze on all cases for Afghans. Do you remember there was that crazy guy in Washington or?
Yeah.
And so because of that, everybody from Afghanistan, no more. This is what Trump said.
So what if he is here, or if somebody is here illegally, right, from Afghanistan,
Uh-huh.
and his case is denied in court?
Okay.
He in detention center, like he was detained
Yeah.
in December. can we get him out of there, or can we deport him? It's gonna take time. What is the process?
It's possible to get him out of jail. Yeah.
So is it like something guaranteed? But because his case was denied.
No, nothing's guaranteed. But if you want to talk about that case more, you could book a call with me and my team, and we could go through it. Okay.
So my question is like, what is the time range? Like, how long it's gonna take to take him out of there? He's in Mississippi, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It depends.
Like more than a year.
I don't know. I haven't seen the case. So I'd have to review it more carefully.
Oh, okay. I appreciate it. Thank
All right,
you so much.
let's go. Thanks.
Yeah.
Good questions from everybody here. I have all my proof. My husband has not gotten an interview. He lives in Ghana. Here's Mohammed Kudur. Says, how are you doing? I'm one of your clients. Please, I would love it if you look at my file personally, because I like and respect you as an attorney, but there's a lot of miscommunications between us. Okay. We'll reach out, send an email. That's our preferred way of communicating with clients. So send us an email so we can do this. Sam Harris, a great man. Welcome. Brother, can you bring me up, please? Yes, I'll try to do that. Let's see, we have some questions on Instagram. Here's one. My naturalization case is over 160 days post-interview. No adjudication yet. Request for a tier 2 officer. They said it's still pending. I applied for the military. I'm originally from Nigeria. What do you recommend I do yet? Next, I recommend that you file a lawsuit to challenge the delay and you fight back against the delay. That's what I recommend. I think that would be the best course of action. Does that make sense? That would be the best course of action. Can you bring me up to speak with you directly, please? I don't use these lives to communicate with clients. We speak confidentially with them through our team. So I think that's the best way. Is mandamus lawsuit still relevant to force the decision out of USCIS for an asylum case while the ban is still in place and running? If so, how many days? I think you can still sue to challenge this, but you're going to have to challenge the proclamation that says that there'll be no asylum processing. I think that would be a good case to challenge. I mean, think about it this way. We're a nation of laws. There's no law that says the president can just stop asylum. You can't just pick and choose what laws you want to follow. Right? Am I right or am I right? I think I'm right. I think I'm right. I think I'm right. I don't know about you, but I think I'm right. Rohan from LinkedIn. How long is the wait these days for an I-765 approval pending an I-45 marriage for a green card holder? I think a month, 2 months, something like that. Can you talk about people deporting in Uganda? Yeah, I mean, the government is trying to deport as many people as possible. They have quotas that they have to reach each day. And some of those people happen to live in Uganda, and those people are very likely to be deported. If Uganda won't accept them, they'll bring them to third countries. And then they'll have to redirect themselves to Uganda. How long will the pause be for the 75 countries? That's a question for Donald Trump, but I suppose it will be for as long as Trump has political power. Am I right? Trump and Vance. What is SIV? Special Immigrant Visa. This is a visa that's used by Afghans and others who have helped the U.S. military. So that's important. Please add me. I know an 18-year-old who's undocumented. Quick question. Okay. Let's see if I can find that person. All right, here we go.
Hi.
Hello, hello.
Okay, so I know a guy who's like 18. He came like with a visa. Is there like anything he could do to like get papers or something? Like,
Okay, he came with a visa and he overstayed the
Yeah.
visa, right? He overstayed the visa.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Okay, so what do we need to
It's been
do?
like 2 years now.
Yeah, we need to have him get a green card through marriage to a U.S. citizen. Would that be
Oh,
possible?
That's the only option.
Would it be possible?
Is that the only option?
I guess so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Questions. Mr. Goulet, my wife filed an I-130 and I had my visa interview April 1st, 2025. Since then, my case is in 221G. I'm from Somalia. What should I do? Well, unfortunately, it sounds like you have a marriage-based visa case. Somalia is on the list of countries that are banned. So I don't think that visa would be able to be issued. I think you're going to be stuck and waiting for, unfortunately, for quite some time. It's a mess. It's unfair and it's a mess. What other questions do you have for me? Let me know. Let me know what your questions are. I'm ready to help. You didn't say that as our case as well, a mess. Yes, it's a mess because the proclamation prevents the issuance of a visa that should be issued. It should. Which day travel banner is finished? You know, I don't know. When does the pause on Afghan cases end? I don't know. Let's see here. What are the options other than marriage to get legal status? There are many ways to get legal status. You can get legal status through an employer petition. You can get legal status through asylum. You can get legal status through a U visa. It goes on and on and on. Many, many different ways. Question. Is the K-1 visa included in the ban? No. The immigrant visa ban is only for immigrant visas. K-1 visas are non-immigrant visas. That's a technical difference. So the K-1 visa is not subject to the ban. I made a video about that. Are people with legal entry pending asylum waiting for the interview number at high risk? I don't know. Maybe. I'm not sure. I mean, ICE is not respecting the law. People have asylum cases. They should have an opportunity to get approved, to get a decision. Hey, brother, can you bring me up, please? Yes. Hamdullah. I gotta find this guy. Here we go. Maybe he'll join us. Maybe not. Can my wife come visit me while waiting for her I-130 to be approved? How long will the pause last? Any predictions? The pause will last for the length of Trump's political power. When Trump and his cronies are out of office, the bans will be lifted. That's a good question, though. brother, can you bring me up?